Now do you see a little red dot?
Nope. I still see nothing.
Then you guys are idiots.
All right, enough. All right, hello, welcome to Utterly Insane, and I guess he's already lost it there, and we're just waiting for the stray jacket to get delivered now.
This is Joe Dirt. We call him
sorry.
Joe Dirt because he's old as dirt. This man was around when dinosaurs ruled the earth.
You wish.
What do you mean I wish? I got pictures of you riding a brontosaurus to work.
Yeah, you were right along with me too, right? Right along in that dinosaur age. That's how you know this?
Fred and Barney?
Yeah. Yeah, you look like Barney Rubble.
No, I'm Fred.
Yeah, about as big
But
as
you're
him.
actually the Neanderthal.
No, whatever. All right.
Look at that flat forehead and those protruding eyebrows.
You know,
Sunk in. That is a Neanderthal all the way.
whatever. It's not what we're talking about. All right.
What are we talking about? Huh, Joe? What are we talking about today, Joe? Huh?
We're going to be talking
Joe?
about
Huh?
a piece of bill. Well, what's it look
A
like?
piece of bill.
A piece of bill. A legislation bill.
Hey, don't look at your tongue at me. I don't go that way.
Fuck off. We're getting too much noise from the peanut gallery. Did you notice that?
We get a lot of noise from the fans, too.
All right.
See, we got fans.
We're going to be talking about pot because
Fans.
there is a little bit of news going out there because Trump has kind of done a little bit of a flip-flop on his views.
Well, that's nothing
But
new.
I think that's just a popular thing to try to get the the
His
people to vote.
popularity back, that's what it is.
Right. He's trying to get his popularity back up. But for us,
So,
as medical needs and people that want it for recreational use, this is good news.
just
Okay?
a quick little question. I thought our policy on this new show was no politics
Well-
and no religion.
Well, this kind of has a little. You can't talk about this without getting into the politics of it a little.
Well, it has some politics in it, yeah.
We're not going deep into the
And
public. into the
and
politics.
we are mentioning a name that should be a taboo to ever mention again.
All right, we'll just
But-
say not my president.
Fake president?
Yeah, fake president's even better. I don't know. We'll think of something someday.
Well, he's a fake motherfucker.
But anyway,
But anyway.
that him who shall not be named.
Oh, Voldemort.
There you go. He's about as evil.
Yeah,
All right.
pretty much.
But that is kind of a disgrace to the Harry Potter movies, kind of nicknaming him after Voldemort, isn't
I
it?
don't know. That was the ultimate evil in the movie.
I know, but it was such a great set of movies that you don't want to kind of.
They were good. Yes, I agree. They were really, really good. But
You
the
don't
whole
wanna
thing,
put a little bad
but
vibe on it by, you
But
know.
the thing is, though, Voldemort was the ultimate
I wish I had my phone
evil.
stay on topic, but we don't. All right,
Well, just
as
call
of
him
right
Satan.
now, all right. Here's the catcher. As of right now, cannabis is considered a Schedule 1 drug in the United States.
Which is bullshit,
All right.
because that puts it in the
Now it's
categories.
with heroin, LSD,
Thank you.
and
Cocaine.
and so on and so forth. All right. Now these drugs can kill you,
These drugs you can overdose
but
on.
at the same time, we know that what is it? Heroin and cocaine and LSD. They're used in other pharmaceuticals. They're used by big pharma though.
Ooh, excuse me. Methamphetamine too, man. That's
a
an
lot of
actual
that
cough
stuff's-
and cold
But
medicine.
look at morphine. I mean, that's part of.
Yeah.
That's like a derivative of one of those in there.
And yeah, morphine.
You know, and but anyway, so they think it's just as dangerous, and I think they're full of shit.
They are full of shit. The only reason
It
they
should
got
have never been put
there-
on the list to begin with. Now, here's the thing. Here's the big news for you. The news is it's easier to actually remove an item off that schedule list than it is to reclassify it. So, these governors and representatives out there, some of them from your home state of California, by the way, have gotten together, and it sounds like, and it looks like, let me see if I can find it. And, yeah, his Attorney General, the Keebler Elf.
The
Now we-
evil Keebler Elf.
The evil Keebler Elf, yeah.
For all
All right. Now, they're kind of on the same page with this. And now remember, who was really cracking down on the states that are already legal.
kinda
Think about
wondering.
this. Not long ago, Jeff Sessions wanted to crack down on those states that were legal.
Yep.
And he wanted to try to reverse those decisions, but now they're in they're in.
Well,
I
this
know.
kind of makes me wonder. Did the
Alright.
evil Keebler elf
I don't know.
return to the tree and make pot brownies
And find
and then
out how
try
good they were.
them and find out
Maybe
that
he
they're
wore.
good?
Maybe he actually sat down and actually read that marijuana manifesto that Ventura was trying to get him to read.
I don't know.
All right.
Well, you
Well,
know,
anyway.
Sessions, I think the guy, that Keebler elf can possibly read, but the other,
Well,
he who may not be named,
I saw
that's
this.
like Voldemort. That
Well, those
motherfucker
two-
can't read
well,
shit.
here, those two
He
here,
needs pictures.
right? Those two here recently hinted, and this was taken. This article here that I'm reading is out of the Columbian. Okay, it was published 3 days ago. Okay, seeing as how we're at the 23rd of June. This was published on the 20th, so that would have been Thursday.
Mhm.
Right? Yeah. So and I saw this on the news too, that they were talking about it on HLN, where they actually recently hinted. What are you trying to do? At support for an action that could finally provide states with the power to decide marijuana policies for themselves, and actually, not this says weakening, but it's going to end the federal prohibition on marijuana. Totally end it.
Yes.
Now here's how it's going to work. There's a bill that's been introduced by Senators Cory Gardner. He's a Republican out of Colorado. Elizabeth Warren, a Democrat out of Massachusetts,
Who should win her re-election, by the way.
and a few other people. But
So
anyway,
anyway, y'all watching in Massachusetts, you really got to vote for that woman. She is awesome.
what they're trying to do now is they want to get it totally removed off the schedule list. And if that gets done, now think about this. Here's the big pros about this. If it gets done, the states will be able to. Will you stop? The states will be able to.
I'm listening.
The states will be able to decide for themselves. And because it's on this list, the other thing that it does is if you decide you want to go out and your state decides to legalize it recreationally or for medical use or whatnot.
Are you going to be the whatnot guy now?
Yeah, I'm gonna be the whatnot guy. I like that whatnot girl off of Disjointed. That's a good show. I don't care what anybody fucking thinks. Kathy Bates just rocks at that character.
Yeah, you going to smoke
She's-
that or is it going to let it burn?
She scared the hell out of me in Misery, but she makes me laugh my ass off on that Disjointed.
Misery loves company.
I know it. But anyway, back to the topic. Now, if it gets removed, here's the big benefit. For dispensaries like that, they have to deal cash only. Okay? They can't even accept credit cards. Because the federal banks, because they're federally regulated, will not deal with marijuana
Deal with
businesses.
that because of the fact that it's a Schedule 1 narcotic.
Yeah,
But that's
Schedule
funny,
1
it's like-
narcotic my ass.
Narcotic. Yeah, they call it a narcotic.
Marijuana isn't even a drug, man. It's
It
a
is,
fucking
man.
herb, man. You know,
Oh,
really,
narcotic.
it
No,
is.
you can't.
You can cook with it. Man, there's a cooking show on Netflix right now. I'm telling you. There's a cooking show on Netflix, and it's a competition show like those cooking shows you see on the Food Network. You know, like Guys Grocery Games and stuff like that. You gotta watch this, man. Their main ingredient that they gotta use, in the first episode I was watching, they were using Girl Scout cookies.
What's the name of it?
Okay? Cooking with pot. It's like a show.
We have an audience today, by the way.
Really? That's on Netflix?
Yes, it's on Netflix. There's a show. I don't know if that's the exact title of it, but they
No.
every it's a competition show. They get a couple of chefs, and the one chef won that chopped. He won one of the chopped. He won a chopped.
Look,
That
it's
show
green,
chopped. He won.
like
on that.
marijuana.
Okay, so they had to use Girl Scout cookies in the recipe, which is a strain of marijuana, by the way. Okay. And oh my God, those buds, they brought out the buds and everything onto the show. And I mean, come on. America should fucking get with the program and legalize it. There was an old program brought back.
It would help many people.
Have you guys seen this old program that got reinvented by a guy named Snoop Dogg. And he's doing the show out of Vegas casino. That fits you, by the way. Out of a Vegas casino, all right? He revamped the Joker's Wild. All right? And one of the numbers that comes up on the wheel for the money amounts is 420. And, you know, Snoop Dogg, that's one of my favorite numbers, he says. Okay? And there has been questions related to pot on there, and some of the topics are like
Well, we're
pot
finally
related.
getting people
I have
to
a question.
fucking open up.
Why is 420 associated with pie?
Why is,
Oh, there you go.
Why is
that is a good
let's
question
look that
for
up.
you.
You want to go into the history of the 420 and how it became?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, we'll discuss that quick. I'll find it. I'll find it right now. You keep talking, Mark.
I'm just asking him. You guys
I
talk about it.
don't know.
I didn't know what to associate.
Well, you talk about the
You
pot
feel left out. I got one for you.
stuff
if
you
you
know.
want. It looks clear, but I bet this one turns blue.
All right.
If
This
you
is
pop this one, it could be Blue Kush.
oh, is it blue?
I'll shake it.
You gotta do like that,
Cool.
and then you.
Look, it's peanut pucker. No. All right. Both marijuana smokers and non-smokers recognize April 20th, or 420, as a national holiday for cannabis culture, but few actually know how the date got chosen. Some say 420 is a code among police officers for marijuana smoking in progress. Some note 420 is also Hitler's birthday. Did you know that? That's
Oh.
fucked up. 420
Yeah, it
is
is.
also Adolf Hitler's birthday. And some go as far to cite that Bob Dylan's song Rainy Day Women, number 12 and 35,
Rainy days
because
and
12
Mondays
by
always
35 equals 420,
down.
okay? But, to put it bluntly, those rumors of history behind how April 20th and 420 got associated with marijuana are false. The most credible story traces it to Marin County, California in 1971. Okay, now remember
Just
this.
stay, honey.
That started in California, okay? In
You
1971.
know a lot of good things.
Now this I know, this is the one I know. This is the
I
one I know.
started in
I knew this
California.
before I looked it up.
I might be good. I might be bad.
I know this story before I looked it up, but I wanted to make sure. 5 students at San Rafael High School would meet at 420 by the campus statue of the chemist Louis Pasteur to partake. They chose that specific time because extracurricular activities usually had ended by then. This group, Steve Capper, Dave Rudex, Jeffrey Noel, and Larry Schwartz, and Mark, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name, became known as the Waldos because they met at a wall and they
Let's
would
see.
say 420 to each other as
His
code
name
for
is
marijuana.
Mark Gravich.
Okay.
Okay?
Mark
Well, yes.
Gravich. See,
Why-
he's
I
another
heard
Mark.
420
As
all the
Reddick
time. I
told
was
Time in 2017,
curious what
17. This is an article out of Time magazine that I'm reading, by the way. Okay, off their website, the officialtime.com website, okay? As Reddix told Time in 2017, we got tired of Friday night football scene with all the jocks. We were the guys sitting under the stands smoking a doobie, wondering what we were all doing here.
Yeah. I often wonder what I'm doing
The
here.
shenanigans continued a long time after 4:20 p.m. too. The groups challenged each other to find even more interesting ways to do under the influence, calling their adventures safaris. Later, Reddick's brother helped him get work with the Grateful Dead bassist Phil Lesh
Phil Lesh.
as a roadie, so the band is said to have helped popularize the term 420.
Popular.
On December 20th, 1990, a group of deadheads in Oakland handed out flyers that invited people to smoke 420 on April 20th at 4:20 p.m. One ended up with Steve Bloom, a former reporter of High Times magazine, an authority on cannabis culture. The magazine printed the flyer in 1991 and continued to reference the numbers. Soon it became known worldwide as code for marijuana. In 1998, the outlet acknowledged that the Waldos were the inventors of 420.
There you go.
Interesting.
You know, now you know
What?
some of the history.
Now you know the history of
hear-
how 420
some
came
of the
about.
history.
Yeah, I hear you guys talk about 420 every once in a while. I was just wondering what 420 had to do with it.
Because one, it's a time and a date, but
Time
it
and
was
date.
started out as a time
No.
because when they were going to high school or college or whatever that school was, it was a high school. I read it in California. They would all meet by that statue at 420 because they had that.
Yeah.
That was the time that particular class ended at the end of
Oh,
the
that's
day.
kind of cool.
Just remember, boys and girls, 420 comes twice a day. 420 in the morning,
And 420 in the evening.
but you don't have to wait until then to smoke it.
Nope.
You can smoke it at any time you feel.
But now you've got all of these different things out there that this time right now, the time we're at, unfortunately, because of who's in office and he's going to do this to be popular, is probably the best time to get this thing removed. And if we get it removed, we all win.
Yeah, we do. Every one of
We
us.
all
All
win.
the states win.
Because we're wasting a lot of tax money, people, also by housing people on non-violent charges of having pot. Come on. Pot can't kill you.
Non-violent
Drug charges.
charges.
But they're talking pot charges, not cocaine
No,
or
I know.
heroin.
I
Those
know.
fuckers, that shit can kill you. But they're talking the non-violent pot charges. A guy got busted and gets sentenced to 2 to 3 years in jail for having a fucking joint on him in public. That's bullshit. But yet you can drink a beer in public places and sometimes, and you can smoke a fucking cigarette in public,
They
and
both
that
kill
shit
ya.
can kill you.
Yeah.
Well, you know, another thing too. Another thing that happened just recently that
But America,
moron orangutan boy decided to go ahead and do is pardon this pardon this woman who had been in prison for about 20 years on a non-violent drug charge. She was a grandmother, and that was her only means at that time that she thought of to earn a little bit of money to take care of herself
Right.
and her kids. And
Oh, is that
everything.
the one that Kardashian
And
talked him into?
Kim
helping?
Kardashian is the one that
Right.
talked to him about
Right,
it and
so-
got him to do it. And the only reason that fat fucking orangutan motherfucker did this was to try and fix his popularity.
right, that's all he's trying to do right now. But you might as well take advantage of it while you can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't have to support him, but to like him wanting to do this, yes, please do it.
Yeah.
In a hurry, you know, make my state legal. You know, right now with fucking Scott Walker in office, we ain't got a fucking chance. I'm gonna get up and get out and vote.
Ding,
Make
ding,
sure
ding,
Scott
ding,
Walker doesn't
Oh,
get in
trust me, we are
office.
too.
But anyway,
Ding, 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 ding,
now
ding.
if they remove it and the banks can do that, then all these people get released from jail. Taxpayers save a lot of money because what did we figure that out was? You pay just a house one person, it was like $30,000 a year or some shit like that.
More
It was
than
a
that.
three- I figured, wasn't it?
More
Like
than
maybe
that.
300,000, but it was a 3.
Good
All
lord.
right.
It's a
But anyway.
lot. And well,
But that's just
well,
a house one person in prison.
Okay, here.
Yeah.
This is something to compare with. Okay.
Most people don't even make that a
These
year
children,
when they're living.
hang on. These children that they've been kidnapping from their parents at the border, that are coming here as refugees, trying to get away from the oppression and the death squads and shit in fucking
And the
Central
cartels.
America and the cartels. Okay, they're not
You're
here to
talking
take
Mexico.
our. They're not here to take our jobs. They're not here to try and
No, they're looking for a
cause any
safe
problems.
haven so that they
They're
can live
looking for
longer.
a safe haven, which the United States has been for years. Since
Yeah.
the founding of this country, we have been
All
a
right,
safe
well,
haven.
we're not going politics. Let's get back on this.
No. This is a point
Okay, make a point.
that
I'll
you
be
need to that you were actually trying to make earlier.
Okay.
Now, the fact is, they've already said, for each one of these children that they've taken and put in these Trump hotels, tent cities,
That's what they've been
Trump
calling
hotels.
Yeah, I know why.
it costs $750 a day
yeah.
to take care of them.
So now multiply
Now,
that
this
by,
is the children, okay? And there's 2,300 of
Wait,
these
hold on.
kids.
What's that?
Maybe
what,
even
what's
more.
That figure?
$750 a day. Now, you know it's going to take at least that for someone who's incarcerated.
$750 a day.
$750 a day times 300
365. 'Cause that's your average year. So you're talking about
Approximately $300,000 a year
to
for
house one of
one
those
person.
refugees.
For one person.
That's about the same as it costs to house a fucking prisoner too on the drug charge. They're
Exactly.
wasting tax dollars that way.
Yeah, they are. They're wasting a lot
When
of
those tax dollars can go to fix the schools and fix the roads.
Those tax
Yeah,
dollars
there we
can
go.
go to
Let-
infrastructure that
here,
we desperately
here.
need in this country, people.
Take it off the Schedule 1, regulate it, tax it, and here's what you call it. Call it the pothole fund and repair the fucking roads.
Yeah.
Well,
You know?
all right. Well, look
it's
at
just a
Colorado,
joke,
for
but
instance.
I see
Okay,
it come
look,
across Facebook.
look at Colorado, for instance. Okay.
Colorado's
The
the
first
best
year,
one.
the very first year that they actually legalized it, not for medicinal but for
Medical.
recreational, they actually made over $700 million in taxes alone on that.
No, they made billions.
No. Their first year they made over 700 million. They are now, what, 6 years in, 7 years in,
I don't
something
know,
like
but
that.
they were
But
the,
they are now making multiple billions of
They were one of
dollars
the first
in
states.
taxes on marijuana, and that's it. Not anything else. This is just the marijuana proceeds that they're making in
which
taxes
comes
off this.
from buying the pipes,
Billions, at
and the
least
pot
2 billions,
and,
maybe even more.
And then at the same time,
And every bit
Colorado,
of that has went towards the
But now
schools
look at
there
this.
and the infrastructure there,
And
and
now
they're
look at
actually
this.
doing a lot better than
Now
a
look
lot
at
of the other
this. So
states.
now, what else happens there is when Colorado did that, they created a shit ton of fucking jobs too.
Yeah, they
Because you
created
had
more
people that
jobs.
worked in the dispensaries. You have fucking growers and farmers for this, and
Yeah.
and then you got
Oh, talking about farmers. Now this is
You got-
one of the commodities that the United States can actually produce that you won't have tariffs on because of the fact it'll stay here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gonna stay here.
No, seriously. You'll have farmers.
But
You'll create farmers that'll be
It's
fucking
creating
growing this
jobs
stuff.
at the same
It'll
time.
create jobs because you're going to have
Getting states out
dispensaries.
of debt.
You're going to have shippers that are. You're going to have special shippers that are going to be.
Well,
fucking
yeah, and
moving
then they
this
got
stuff.
the and then they got
And the
the
whole
labs.
thing is
And then
the
they got
whole
the
yes,
labs
the
that are
labs,
the testing labs.
that
test,
testing labs that are finding
so that they can
that
put the
that
percentages
marijuana
of THC to the
the
CBD.
marijuana is actually proving that it can cure cancers.
Oh yeah,
That
that's what
it
does
that
to
it will
little
help
girl.
that it will help with
The oil
seizures.
and the oil.
That
Yeah,
it
that's
actually
the oil.
helps with Alzheimer's, all kinds of weird crap, all kinds of
Oh, yeah.
this.
But at the same time, then they can also grow the hemp part of it too, make clothing. Oh,
Yeah.
let's see, we can save our forests by using the hemp for paper. I mean, what do you
Hemp
think
paper?
the Declaration of Independence was
Actually, the
written on?
Declaration of Independence is written on parchment, which
Oh,
is
was it? Well, then what was
yeah.
the other one? There
Well,
was one of them-
there
was
are
one of them
government-
out there that's actually written on hemp paper
Yeah, there are governmental papers
from
or-
back in that
yeah,
day.
documents that are on hemp paper.
I got something to say.
Yes.
I seen a post on Facebook yesterday that they're giving marijuana to dogs who have seizures.
Well, that's not surprising
That's
either.
not surprising either,
Yeah, which is cool.
because it will take it
Yeah.
makes the synapses in the brain work again.
There was a video I saw.
It actually slows down the firing of the synapses, and that's what causes seizures. An overfiring of the synapses will
I know,
cause a
my mother
person to
had
go into seizures.
Yeah.
And when you use marijuana in that manner, which is the
What are you trying to figure out?
well, you got
THC.
you got the THC and the other one.
CBD.
CBDs. The CBDs will actually slow down the synapses firing. It actually slows it down, which now you have the brain
So that's why they
working a
created
little
Charlotte's Web.
slower, so it's not firing. The synapses aren't firing at rapid paces like that, causing the seizures.
See, and the other thing science has proven that our brains were wired for this drug.
Well, actually, yeah. Throughout the many thousands, hundreds of thousands of years of mankind, we grew up side by side, and we grew as a species side by side with this plant, and used it over the many and hundreds of thousands of years for different purposes.
Right. But
So
I'm
in
just
other
saying,
words, if they legalize marijuana here, mom can stop smoking cigarettes and she just starts smoking pot for
Yeah.
seizures.
Yeah, but
She
she's
can
still
stop
going to be
taking her
addicted
meds.
or
Well, yeah.
smoked because of
Well,
the nicotine. But
She can stop taking meds for her seizures and actually go to the CBD oils.
yeah, and
instead.
you look at big
Because
pharma and
she
you look
takes
at those pills.
Keppra, which is about $500-600 a month through
Yeah,
Humana.
And she can use CBD oils, which would be about
probably
$50 a month.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it'll be that cheap, but maybe
You wanna
a
bet?
lot
It'd be
less.
cheaper.
If we're fucking growing it for her, yeah.
Well, yeah,
cheaper
if you're
than
growing it
Keppra,
for
yeah.
it, but I'm just saying if you got,
Yeah.
you know, the thing is, her bill would at least be cut in half, even if she had to go to
Even more
a
than that.
dispensary or more than that. I'm not
Mhm.
sure of the exact rates going out there, but I know some of those rates, as far as the actual weed product before it's turned into
Yeah.
an oil, in some of those places like Colorado, it's gone below black market prices.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Her doctor told her a while
All
ago
right.
that if it was legal here, she'd be more than free
You know,
to smoke it.
And the thing about that is, you know, the it's getting more acceptable with today's society. It's more morally acceptable or socially acceptable more.
It's more socially acceptable.
You know, somebody finds out you smoke pot and they ain't gonna talk to you no more. Nowadays, that's less likely to happen.
Nowadays,
You know,
they find out you
20
smoke
years
pot, they're like,
ago-
"Where's the party?"
Yeah. 20 years ago, that'd be a different
Jeez.
story. You know, 20 years ago, then they label you a pothead and kind of disassociate
Yeah,
themselves with you
yeah.
type
Like
thing.
now, saying that 20 years ago now, you remember that fucked up piece of shit movie they made back in the 60s called Reefer Madness?
That was a propaganda movie.
Yes, it was.
And that's what helped them to get it put on that fucking
Yes,
list.
it was.
You know, I know what that is.
I
You
know.
know.
I know exactly
And it
what
kind
it
of
is,
pisses me off, though, a little bit, that, and getting back to Kathy Bates and her disjointed show, that they use kind of a little black and white little piece to open up their show, you know, with, from that Reaper Madness movie. You know what I'm saying? That little dancing where it looks like they're all going psycho because they're hot, but they're trying to make fun of the whole situation. Is
Yeah,
what it
as
is.
they should.
But at the same time, they get into the legal ramifications that the pot dispensaries are facing in those states right now, you know, where it's legal, where they get raided every now and then and everything gets taken and they got to start over, you know. But they don't get ticketed and they don't get jail time and they don't get shut down. They just get raided and everything gets taken away. And that's
Yeah.
bullshit.
Well, yeah.
Now see, if it gets removed from the reclassification, gets removed off that schedule list, that means the federal governments can't do that shit no more and can't raid those dispensaries.
Yeah,
No,
which is
they
good.
can't.
You know, as long as they're following their state's code of ethics or laws that they have to follow for being in business, you know, by having the proper licenses and doing the things they're supposed to do, just like any other business has to follow certain restrictions and laws and so on and so forth, they should be left the fuck alone. Period.
No?
You shouldn't even be fucking raiding them now because the fucking states made it legal. Yeah, he's being a dick.
Hey, that's my antenna, man. I'm communicating with the.
You wish.
I'm communicating with them. They're aliens. They're gonna be bringing me some pot here.
And then there's also something I read out there where there's a
Don't
state,
be trying to steal
and
my
I
shit.
can't remember, and I couldn't find it today, but I saw it, and I know I saw it. There's a state out there that just passed a little piece of bill or legislature in
there's
their
50
state.
states.
Well, I'm talking about one of the legal states that's got it legal for recreational use and everything.
Let's see, they could either
They
be
passed
Oregon,
the thing
Washington,
where
California, Colorado.
employers cannot fire you for having marijuana in your system or for being a
Did you know
user.
in Canada?
Well, if they
Canada,
legalize it
can't-
here, you can smoke it.
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily because they.
Because I hold a Class B license. That's a commercial driver's license, and I'm still regulated under certain federal laws.
Sure.
Now the thing is, though, in Canada, it is illegal for any employer there to randomly test for drugs.
Yeah, they got. See,
I found this out because we have branches. Our company has branches in Canada.
yeah, but see, if
And-
they take
and
it
the
off the
manager-
list though.
The manager in Canada came down to help us out when our manager took the job in California. And I got talking with him, and he told me about that. He said that they can't even test up there.
But if they took that off the list, if they took pot off the list, they can't hold it against you if it's in your system. If they test you, they actually can't.
No, they
test you
can't.
for
They
it.
can't.
They won't be able to
They can test me for other drugs, but if the marijuana comes up, they can't do anything. And the thing is,
Now
I
they
probably
can. They could now.
now they could. But if
Yeah.
it gets taken off of the schedule, then that means then I may actually be able to smoke it. Do it on the weekends.
Right,
I mean.
exactly.
Or after work.
Right, exactly.
As long as it's not in my system during work.
Right, exactly. That's
So-
what I'm saying. They can't.
And that,
they can't
that's the
hold it
thing. You know,
against
with,
you.
the,
They
with, the,
can't.
class, but with the
If it
Class B
becomes-
license, I fall under a different category too. So that may be a complete different animal at the time if they do take it
It'll
off the
take
schedule.
some. It'll probably take some time to get that far. To trickle
But I'll tell you
down
right
into
now,
that
you wanna know
place.
something
But it
right
would
now?
make sense. It'd be
It
something
gets
you could
taken off
fight.
that schedule. I'm telling you right now, it gets taken off that schedule. and things get worked out. One of the very first things I'm going to do when it literally becomes legal to do,
This I gotta hear.
I am going to get some of the best fucking shit I can, and me and him are going to fucking sit right here in
Oh.
front of you guys, and we're going to smoke the shit out of it.
Oh, that'd be a good idea too. I was thinking we should go to a federal fucking park and choke up. Like Dank and Debbie.
No, we will sit right here.
Let the motherfuckers try to arrest us for smoking a joint in a state park.
Yeah.
No, we'll sit right here and we'll smoke the shit out of it.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll be hiring fucking Kite doing the show, and it'll be funnier.
Oh,
Even though I am kind of a goofy motherfucker.
Yeah, I'd love to see
Anyway.
you fucking stoned.
Oh my
That would be
God.
that would be a fucking riot.
I've
We'd have to
never
get
been able to get stoned
We'd have-
because of the fact that I've had this Class B
We-
license basically since
since
the
I
time I
met you, right? We'd have to get Woody involved in that one too.
Oh,
when we
God,
do that.
Jesus Christ.
That's scary.
No, that's not scary. That'd be
That's
fucking
scary.
hilarious.
Oh, Woody's funnier when he's stoned than he is when he's drunk.
Yeah.
Believe me. Believe me.
Yeah, he's a whole different animal when he's been smoking compared to when he was drinking.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the other thing. You know,
You realize I don't know what I look like right now.
when you smoke pot, people.
With my little antennas.
There was a guy out there.
Look
His
like you
name's
did
Bill
at the-
Hicks. You ever hear of Bill Hicks?
Post barn party.
Hickenley Bill?
No, there's a
No,
guy, there's a comedian. He's a comedian. He's
I've
like a
heard
skit-
of him. I did.
All right. Anyway, his name's Bill
I'm
Hicks.
sure I fucking
He
seen
did
it.
this. He did this comedy skit thing about pot.
Everything looks nice. Butterface.
And his point of view is it ought to be fucking mandatory.
I
You know,
agree.
and you'll have no fucking road
100%.
rage.
I agree.
You know, you're sitting there at a stop sign, somebody's going, or a stop and go light, and the thing turns green, and it's like, motherfucker, smoke that. It's the fucking law, man. You know?
Kind of like.
And you have no more road rage left, because you know how hard it is to piss off a stoner or somebody that's been smoking pot?
You can't.
It's almost impossible.
You can't.
Now, let's take and play devil's advocate. Piss off a drunk once. Oh, I can do that in less than 3 seconds. I'm serious.
It's not hard to.
You know how many drunks
Just
I
fu-
threw out of the fucking bar?
Just find the biggest, drunkest, fattest, bearded motherfucker, go up there and just call him a fat, bearded bitch, and he's gonna hit you. I'm serious.
Yeah.
He may try.
Or go up to somebody and say, here, hold my beer while you kiss your girlfriend. You do something like that to a stoner, it's like, here, hold that joint while I kiss your girlfriend. He's gonna take that joint and he's
He'll
Right,
smoke
man.
it.
and he's
Yeah.
gonna sit there and watch you.
Go
You know,
ahead.
because he knows he's gonna be
Have fun.
sleeping with that chick at the end of the night anyways. I mean, he's too fucking stoned to fucking get angry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's
Yeah.
gonna like, hey man, but most stoners ain't gonna break that bro code either.
Right.
An
No.
alcoholic will in a heartbeat.
Yeah, they will.
You know,
Yeah, they will.
stoners have a little bit of morals too.
No.
Most of them do that I've met. You know. But it's a big thing, you know. It's
So
you
they're just
can't.
relaxing and smoking, and
It's
enjoying it.
it's relax. You
They're
get
not
a
hostile.
you get a bar full of you get a bar full of drunks together, and you're liable to have a fight before the end of the night. Okay. You get a room full of stoners together. The worst thing that's going to happen to you is your refrigerator's going to be empty at the end of the night. You know?
No.
Take
The
out.
worst thing that'll happen to you is you'll
Get poor for
you'll
eating
have
or
$100 fucking pizza bill
Yeah.
Ordering from an app that doesn't ask for a payment method in the beginning. I seen that on YouTube. This little baby kid thing. He was playing with Dad's phone, and Dad had this app which orders pizza from different places.
Right.
It doesn't ask for a payment method. Fucker gets $94 worth of pizza delivered because the kid was playing with the fucking app.
I love shit like that. It's funny.
It's
But
like,
then it makes you think, it's like, God damn it, if my grandkid doesn't get a hold of my fucking cell phone and do that shit one day to me, I'll be fucked. You know?
hey, once more.
No.
No?
No. But, you know, that's just
Look,
it.
look, I got a whole thing.
They gotta legalize it. This country could be a whole lot more fun if
Yeah.
it's just totally removed, man.
Mellow. That's
Well,
so
Well,
anal.
yeah, there'll be a lot less. That's the other
Less
thing.
anal people.
There'll be a
He's
lot
no
less hate
fun. He
crimes
doesn't
out
want to
there.
play with the
Yeah.
There'll be a
close
lot
things.
less hate crimes, and
Yeah.
but the thing that's really, I think that's really fueling a lot of these hate crimes lately.
Oh, the orange orangutan.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
monkey
He
that's
does.
supposed to be in charge.
It divides people instead of unites them.
Well, you're supposed to set
Oh,
an
well,
example.
he's the great, you know.
Fucking stoners, make the dude president. There we go.
Dude for president, man.
Yeah, Jeff Bridges
I agree. Dude for president.
and John Goldman as vice president.
Yeah, man. I'd smoke that.
Well, that would be a good one, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be a good ballot.
Yeah.
Would
Jeff
would
Bridges
dude-
and
would
John,
that
and John
make
Goodman.
Maud? Would that make Maud his first lady, or his fresh lady?
Who?
What?
Who's Maud?
Don't you remember?
Oh, that's an old TV show.
No. The dude, the
Oh.
chick he hooked up with. Her name is Maud.
I forgot a lot of that movie. I was kind of stoned when I watched it.
Big Lebowski, man. That's the Big Lebowski. I'm the dude.
But that would be funny though. Jeff Bridges takes that he took that. I wish they'd come out with a second one.
They need to.
They need to really come out with a second.
They need
I
to.
mean, out of all the stoner movies, since we're talking
Well, I
about
don't know. You got Half Baked.
Half-Baked was
funny as fuck.
David Chappelle. Oh my God, that was a great
Dave
movie.
Chappelle and Jim Brewer.
Jim Brewer.
Jim Brewer. Don't get me started on Jim Brewer.
No, did you ever hear the interview with him about that one scene where they're
It's towards the end of the movie.
towards the end the guy that was their rival, you know, he got pissed and he's like, you know, gonna quit, and they had to shoot all his scenes because of his bitchy attitude shit.
I don't know.
And Brewer was already stoned off his fucking ass
I didn't
His
hear that
trailer.
interview.
in
His
his
trailer.
trailer.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't really an interview. It was one of his shows he was talking
Oh.
about.
He's talking about one of his stand-up.
Oh, one of
Because
his
the dude-
stand-up acts.
Because the
Yeah.
dude did not like Chappelle. He
I
didn't.
wonder who that was.
I can't remember who that fucker was.
I don't know that.
But anyway, they're supposed to knock him out. He's supposed to lay on the floor, and Brewer's supposed to be like,
Oh.
comes up, sucks to be you, man.
Oh,
And it was-
at that party.
And
on
Jim
that
said he
radio.
was literally, was stoned.
He was stoned off his
He
fucking
literally was
rocker,
stoned.
man, when that was fucking
Because
done.
he said he was getting high in his trailer when they called him to do the shot. To do the
Yeah,
scene.
they had that.
It was hilarious.
I don't know who all those other two people were, because there was like a Mexican dude.
Yeah, I don't remember.
They were all pretty funny, but then
Yeah.
he had that real. I don't know if he was supposed to be kind of gay or.
That's the one we're talking about, him.
But he was another stand-up comic. So was the Mexican guy. They were all stand-up comics that
No, they
Chappelle
are.
knew
They are.
Yeah.
They're-
in real life.
But
'cause they all were at
that's the
comedy
guy.
club
That's the guy.
together and stuff.
He got like pissed at Chappelle and didn't
I
work
could
with
see
him
why he
anymore.
got. I could have seen why he would have gotten pissed with any of them, because he seemed like a real goody.
He
I
seemed
couldn't
like
really
he
see
seemed
that
like he
type
had
of
a
person
fucking
smoking
no,
pot.
man,
The other
no,
three,
man,
Chappelle
no,
and
He seemed
Brewer
like
and
he
the other
had
guy,
a
I
beauty
could
up
see.
his ass.
Yeah, he seemed like. I think that's why they put him in jail and he killed off the horse by feeding it all that food.
Could be.
Well,
That was a funny movie.
he just didn't fit into that bunch.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was Dazed and
Dazed and
Confused.
Confused. Oh, I love that movie. That was good. That was a funny ass movie too.
Oh, I mean,
Cheech and Chong.
well,
All the
Dazed,
Cheech and Chong movies.
Dazed and Confused had your current Batman.
Ben Affleck.
Yeah, Ben Affleck was the asshole in there.
Affleck!
Yeah, Ben Affleck was the asshole, and then you had that one
Makes
guy.
you wonder if he's got that
Who's the blonde-haired
Nothing
actor
wrong.
that everybody goes goo-goo over and got kind of
Brad Pitt.
kind of got this weird way about it.
Oh, Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew
McConaughey.
McConaughey was in Days
Oh,
and
right.
Confused also.
McConaughey, man.
But my favorite actor, my favorite character out of that whole movie, because you know what I think about Dazed and Confused is because it took place in the 70s. Okay, Dazed and Confused took place in the 70s. Okay.
My favorite actor.
David Chappelle's
was the eyeball.
The Eyeball.
That was my favorite actor. The eyeball.
That was a different movie.
No, was it?
Yeah, it
Was
was.
Dazed and Confused?
No, it wasn't.
Nah.
Dazed
Then what
and,
wasn't it?
that was one where they were talking about the Blue Oyster cult, Stone Age.
Stone Age.
Stone Age.
Stoned Age.
Yeah.
Yeah, BOC, man. BOC.
Yeah, they had that, and that guy started kind of hallucinating the eyeball while they were in their car,
Oh, yeah.
the Mirthmobile or whatever they called it, instead of the Garthmobile. But anyways,
BOC.
Back to
Famous
Dazed
for
and
Don't
Confused.
Fear the Reaper.
yeah. Well, back to Dazed and Confused. I mean, Dazed and Confused had some great tunes in it from the '70s. Think about it. Alice Cooper, you know, School's Out for the Summer, No More Mr. Nice Guy. You know, there's some
Yeah.
good tunes in that Dazed and Confused movie.
Mhm.
But the thing about that whole thing about Dazed and Confused is it took place with high school students in the 70s. Okay. I wasn't in high school in the 70s, but I was in middle school in the 70s,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
and I'm telling you, that movie, just Dazed and Confused in the time era with the bell-bottom jeans, a lot of tie-dye, the vehicles that were in the movies and stuff like that, and the small town feel of it,
Mhm.
man, that took me back.
Mhm.
It really did. I mean, some of the way they had those like hazings taking place in the parking lot, and they're throwing all that shit over the girls and running them through the car wash, and
I shouldn't have brought Yahoo up.
you shouldn't have, because that's off subject.
That's so funny.
That is fucking funny. But
Sarah
anyway,
Sanders kicked out of Virginia
but
restaurant.
anyway, like I said, it's becoming so socially acceptable nowadays that you're seeing it on TV a lot more. Talks about marijuana, shows with pot in it, you know. And now you got all these Netflix things coming up, like Disjointed, one of my absolute favorites. Kathy Bates is alive in that
It's
movie,
good shows,
and that show. And the Whatnot Girl, that was my favorite episode. The one about the Whatnot Girl.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then you got the new one where they're cooking with pot.
Yeah.
You know, that's just proven that it's the right time and the right fucking move just to take it off the fucking list altogether.
Yeah.
It would be the best thing for everybody, and it'd be a win-win-win-win-win. You know,
Less aggression,
well,
less hostility.
you know, a lot of people could, like I said, this state would prosper from it. Jobs would open up in this state. You know, you need somebody to grow it. You need somebody to run the dispensaries. You know, you need accountants in some of these jobs. And, you know, there's all kinds of job positions that could be opening. I mean, you're talking thousands in jobs, not hundreds, thousands, if not tens or 20,000s, you know. You know, you're talking muku jobs
Yeah.
just by making it, taking it off the fucking list and making it legal in every state for recreational recreational use. I don't think you can abuse marijuana except not smoking it.
No, yeah.
Well, or spilling it, like
No.
you know, like people call alcohol abuse when you spill your beer, if you spill your pipe or drop your joint. You know, I could see it that way. But anyway, they if they took it off the list, it'd be a lot better for them. It'd be a lot less violence, and a lot more jobs for a lot of people. And some of those people are already dealing drugs dealing the fucking pot, and that's all they do in the first fucking place. You know, now it's a legit job for them.
Yeah.
If they go, they can go and open a dispensary. And now, if they take it off the federal list, then banks can get on board and actually give loans to those people to open up those dispensaries as well. See, they can't even get loans. They have to start up from somehow.
Yeah.
And it's a scary thought of how they got there. I mean, I'm sure some people had investors, you know, and talked to people and got private investors to get open. You know, like in Colorado and stuff like that, because, you know, smart people that are money smart know that that was going to take off like fucking wildfire.
Oh,
You know, they estimated, in Colorado, their first year when it was legalized for medicinal use and the dispensaries opened and stuff. Oh, this is we're going to make this much in taxes in the first year for the state. They like doubled, almost tripled that in the first year, their estimate. You know, they've always estimated one number and it's always been a lot higher. A lot higher.
what's
Yeah.
how much do you pay for pot?
I don't know what it is. I haven't really seen what it is in these legal states, but I do know that after about a year or two or whatever it was, a couple, 2-3 years that Colorado had it legalized. I read an article in High Times magazine where some of the dispensaries in there, the prices of good pot are below black market value, below the black market prices. Because they
Plus,
made,
you can bake and
they-
make stuff with them too.
well, that's the other part that's having a problem too. Now,
I don't know.
that's the thing that they should, I think personally, all right, they need to get a better grip on this, okay? Because they've had some instances where when these edibles are made, the things are made with pot, but they don't tell you how much pot, what type of pot.
Yeah.
They got to get the better labels on it. So
Yeah.
somebody eats the whole fucking brownie, and
Yeah.
they get what's called
Excuse me.
you kind of can get sick. You can't overdose. It's
No.
like you get sick. It's like you get poisoned, but you know, like if you eat something, it's like being poisoned. It's like a
It's
toxin.
like a food poison.
Well,
Get sick, throw up shit.
it's kind of hard to explain. If you end up ingesting or smoking too much pot in a day or in one sitting, you can get sick. You'll end up praying to the porcelain god, so to speak. You'll feel sick to your stomach and
No.
it starts having a reverse effect on the,
No.
you know, because you overdo it.
No.
And with the edibles, people have been getting to that point a lot more and then end up in hospitals because they're feeling so sick and they get and this anxiety builds up and paranoia builds up or whatever it does, and it makes them feel really bad. But most of the people that smoke it, it's a whole different story because you can regulate
You can
it.
control it.
Well, yeah, you can regulate your intake of it easier.
Yeah.
But not being able to know exactly how, I mean, the person that probably ate that fucking brownie should have only eaten maybe a bite out of that brownie and then saved the rest for a couple hours. You know,
No.
it's not something you just chow down the whole
Depending on
thing
how much they
something.
put in the brownie,
Right,
right?
and see if you
Yeah.
don't know this, that's the
Yeah.
one problem. They got to be able to regulate it. So they got to get it removed from the list so that they can regulate this. Like
Yeah.
the FDA can step in and regulate the food part of it. And see, they need to stop this part of the food process of it until it gets removed so that it stops creating the bad publicity for pot.
Yeah.
Because right now the edible market is kind of
Making it look bad.
making it look bad.
Yeah.
But it's not their fault. It's because there's no way of, they're not getting it regulated properly.
Yeah.
You know, people are doing this by their own and probably doing guesswork by the amount of pot that they put in and then, you know, do some kind of math and, you know, when they cut down a brownie and wrap it up. And, you know,
And
but
do
you
it
can't
like
be
according
sure.
to serving size, like you do anything else.
You know,
Yeah.
all I'm saying is, you know, it would, like I said, it would be a win-win situation because then the FDA can step in just like any other food company and regulate it, and then they have to put the labels on there. Because right now, because it's not regulated by the FDA, the edible market, really, they don't have to put those labels on and how much quantities in there, what it's made with, and so on and so forth. You know, just basically a basic ingredients list of 420 infused. You know, they don't have to put what strain of 420 and how much the THC content is. And, you know, they got to be able to figure that part out. With a regular pot and smoking it, and there's many ways to smoke it. I mean, you can smoke it out of a pipe, you can smoke it as a joint, you can smoke it as a blunt, you can smoke it out of a fucking bong, you can smoke it out of vaporizers, you can, you know, there's all kinds of different ways to do it. But either, it doesn't matter which way, you can regulate it if you know what you're doing.
No.
It's easy, because your body tells you when to stop.
Yeah.
You know, if you're smart. Most stoners aren't going to take it beyond a certain point anyway.
No.
They get to that point where me, because I use it for medicinal use, it starts taking away the pain, and I start feeling that nausea go away, then I'm good.
No.
You know, and then I just have to take a hit now and then just to keep it going.
No.
You know, it's not something I keep smoking constantly nonstop all day.
Oh,
In the
yeah.
morning, I wake up and I get it until the nausea, my sick to my stomach feeling's gone away. And usually about the same time that is, the muscle spasms and stuff slow down to a tolerable level and everything like that and so on. And now I can go eat.
No.
See what I'm saying?
That's good. Yeah.
So now I can go eat, and then I'm not going to pray to the porcelain god. Now, see, now here's the thing: if I didn't do that, let's say I had to take the pills the night before that I have to take. Now I wake up, I'm in this medicated type state. It's like a medicated hangover. It's a hangover from like these pills that make you drowsy.
Lyrica does that.
Every one of them I have makes me drowsy. So now I got this pill hangover in the morning. My stomach now is 3 times more nauseated than it normally would be in the morning if I wasn't taking the pills. Because when I'm smoking pot and I got it, I don't have to take my pills at all. And I live a better life for it.
Yeah.
I feel much better. I feel more normal. But without it,
That's what
and
Lyrica
taking
does
those
to me.
pills, I'll be in, after, if I have to take those pills, let's say I took those pills for a week straight. After that point, I'll be in bed all the time. You wouldn't see me right now.
That's how I am.
You wouldn't see me right now. He
Except
wouldn't
I'm
be
not
hearing
smoking,
from me
but
as much.
I'm
I
just
wouldn't be
sleeping.
on the game playing as much. I wouldn't be roughhousing as much as I do with Joy. I wouldn't be able to play with my grandkids and go over to the park with them all the time because I'd be in bed all the time. I'm not in bed as much. I'm in bed 5 hours a night, maybe. You know, I go to bed anywhere from 10, 11 o'clock at night. By the time I fall asleep, it could be 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm up by 6 at the latest, 7. You know. So I'm not one of them persons that stay in bed like I used to anymore. You know, you go back and ask some of the people that knew me back then before I started taking this on a regular basis and gave up taking my pills all the time, they'd say all he did was stay in bed all the time. 12, 13 hours a day in bed. Hardly ever saw him. Hardly ever ate. Big difference. Big difference. You know. I mean, I don't like the idea that I had to go back to doing something I did in high school, but it does make my life easier.
It makes you feel better.
You know, yeah, I have that fear in the back of my head because somebody's going to bust me for it and stuff like this, but I'm going to stick with my story because I went through hell and back and survived.
That's right.
You know, I mean, leukemia as a disease is bad enough, but to have it as far gone as I had it when I was diagnosed on December 4th and they told me I wasn't going to live to see Christmas that year, you know, that's only 20-day difference. I wasn't going to live more than 20 days. That's how far gone it was.
Yeah, we know about it, Twinkie.
But, you know, they know about this out there and fucking people get their heads out of their fucking asses. And a lot of these people that are, they're against it and in the next couple of years down the road, they're writing a bill for it. You want to know why? Because somebody, they're close to them, pot's making their life a little bit better because of cancer or something. And they just got everything they learned
The time is right.
about pot, everything they learned about pot just got thrown out the fucking window as a fucking lie. and they got a wake-up call. And see, all them fucking politicians and lawmakers and all them motherfuckers out there need this fucking wake-up call and make it fucking work. Take it off the list that it never should have fucking gotten onto in the first fucking place. Because it's probably one of the most
A lot
harmless.
of them probably smoking.
It is one of the most, if not the only, harmless drug out there that can't really kill you. You can't overdose on it. You can't die from an overdose.
Not of pot.
You just end up in a hospital because you're going to be sick to your stomach and puking or something, you know, because you overdid it.
No.
That's the worst that's going to happen to you. Absolute worst. Otherwise, the worst side effect is the fucking munchies and the paranoia.
Hey,
for
maybe
some
you'll
people.
die from overeating.
I don't get the paranoia, but I get the munchies.
No.
You know.
Which is good. You need it.
But it's also the other myth that I want to tell people out there is alcohol is addictive, right? Alcohol is addicting, right? Those are
To some
addicting.
people,
Your cigarettes are addicting.
cigarettes are very addicting because of the chemicals and the nicotine that's in them.
All right. Meth, coke, crack,
Methamphetamine is very addicting.
all of that stuff is extremely addicting. I know firsthand because I got addicted to the morphine and went through morphine withdrawals during my leukemia stint. All right. But pot being addicting, that's the other thing I want to address. You people out
it's
there
not
that
addicting.
label pot as an addicting drug or a gateway drug, you all can get fucked. Because it's not true. You know, I have had points where it's not addicting at all. There's no withdrawal symptoms when you quit. You can quit cold turkey and not even smoke today, not smoke for a week, and then smoke later and not even think twice about it. There's no addiction to it. The only addiction is in everybody's head because it got battered in you from those days where they made your Reefer Madness movie, the propaganda stuff. That's where it all started. It's an addiction. It's a gateway drug. It started with that propaganda movie. And I call it that because that's what it is. It's a propaganda movie. It's not a movie I'm a fan of, but it's what started all of this to get it put on a Schedule I drug. You know, and that's what sucks too. And it was meant to do that. It was meant to put the scare in people. You know, it's not true. It's not a gateway drug. Do you see me doing anything else? Hell, I'm not even an alcoholic. I hate drinking. I hate alcohol.
Liar!
You know, once in a blue moon
Liar.
you see me drink tequila.
I've
But,
seen you
I mean,
drink
I don't
tequila.
drink.
You can't say you.
I
I'm
don't-
not an everyday drinker.
I'm a once in a blue moon drinker.
You don't hate alcohol.
Well, no,
You
I don't
lied.
hate-
That's
well, I
why I
don't-
called you a liar. I've
I
seen
don't-
you drink it.
I can't
But the thing
stand the
is,
taste
you're
of
not-
beer.
You're
Let me
not
put it
one,
that way.
You're not one to
So I'm
sit
not a
there
beer
and
drinker.
drink an entire bottle of fucking tequila
I don't
every
require
fucking day.
Right, and I don't require a shot when I come home, or I don't quite require a shot every day, or that. Oh, first thing I do when I get home from work is crack open a beer, like an alcoholic would. Okay. Because
Oh, I know somebody that way.
all
I
right,
ain't saying
I don't have to, you know. You know, those are addictions. You know, yeah, I've got a big major addiction. My major addiction is fucking cigarettes. I can't I can't quit. I've tried. It's not the easiest fucking thing to do. You know, but I can quit pot tomorrow.
You're not addicted to porn?
No, I got a wife. I'm married. If I want porn, I'll have it in my bedroom live.
There you go.
You gotta hook up the cam and
Oh,
live
you would
stream
just love that, wouldn't you?
it. Live stream it for everybody to watch on Facebook.
I don't think so.
Oh, good.
Maybe in my younger days I might have done something like that. Because I did have a couple of girlfriends way back when, and we did film something like that, but then they got erased later. The tape got destroyed or something.
So you
but,
say.
yeah. Well, I mean, they destroyed the stuff. But anyway.
Uh-huh.
All right, time to call it quits. Oh, wait, before we call it quits, I just realized here. Now, this is our. Be sure to watch us. Join us next week,
Next Saturday,
which is what was it? I said that was June 30th.
June 30th, last day of the month, actually.
Yeah, we're gonna attempt. Right, we're gonna
attempt to go live
Live.
on Facebook.
on Facebook.
We're trying to make some changes to the show.
All right.
We're trying to get.
So
some
if
things
you're
together.
watching us on Facebook, or if you're not, look us up. You'll find us Utterly Insane
we're
on Facebook.
working on
formerly the Mark
lighting
and Joe
it,
Show.
and we're working on the audio, and we're working on the video.
Now wait, let's finish with my little thing.
We're
Yeah.
working on everything.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about what we're working on, and because we're going live, this is an experiment now. So please, next week if you're going to join us,
That's because we are
Please.
not as advanced in this as
we'll talk more about that next week
our
too. But we
friends
need
at-
funding. We
at
need to get the funding to get some
Off
better
the Rails.
equipment so that we can, Off the Rails taught us a lot of lessons that
Yes,
we
they
need to
taught
work
us a
on.
few things.
What
and
time you
we-
going
Thank
live?
you guys.
Stuff
We
out. Thank you
appreciate
very
your
much.
friendship.
What time you going live?
Yeah,
We're gonna go live next
not
Saturday.
9, that's Off the Rails with Tom and Mark.
Yeah, you can look
Find
them up
them
on YouTube and Facebook.
as well. And they were very helpful, and they were very nice to let us
Yeah,
come
I
and visit with them.
I uploaded our crossover
We
shows
did have
to
a
YouTube
crossover show with
last
them.
week.
And
Because we
and
missed
we're
doing
trying
ours.
to get things smoothed out and going pretty good, so we can actually do another crossover show.
Yeah, we'd
Or
like to
two,
do
or
more,
three,
3
or
or 4.
four.
We'll see how that
You know,
goes.
see how things go with
We've
that.
got a lot of plans. We'll be talking about them more next week. You'll be able to join us. We're going live around 5 o'clock Central Standard Time.
Yep, we're planning a 5 o'clock
That's when we're going to
show
start live
to
on
do
Facebook.
a live Facebook feed. So
You'll also be able to see the live show later after I edit it and put it up on YouTube.
yeah,
But
We're
you're going to
recording it
want
as
to
well.
join us because we're going to have some few more surprises that we can't tell you now. We're going to have a phone line so that you can actually participate with us and join in and ask us just about anything you want.
and I am going
We'll
to
give
do
you the
like
thumb
they
and
did on our crossover show. I'm gonna bring Facebook up on my phone, and anybody that
Well,
wants
you can write
shoot
on shoot us a question over Facebook that day.
or comments or anything like that, we can do that.
So we're going to have a lot of fun, and we're basically going to talk about what we're going to be doing and what's coming and how you can help maybe.
Yep, we're just trying to
We got to tweak a few
move it
things
along and
once
do the
we
right
have-
thing.
Yeah, we got to tweak a few things. We're going to have a new website. Should be up and live next week when we go live. We're going to have a couple other things that you can follow us through if you want. And
And we may even
We have
I got
a game or
dice
two
in
to
my
play
hands here. We
during our
may even
shows.
we may even show you how to play a little liar's dice.
yeah. So we're going to start having some more fun. So just tune in and watch us next week when we go live. That's next week, June 30th, 5 p.m. We're going to be live. And it should be quite a show.
So
We've got lots of plans, don't we?
we got a lot of plans, a lot of things
Some
we
of
gotta
them can come
execute.
up.
Some of the stuff that we're trying to do right now, you know,
Didn't quite
we
work
don't
out the way we wanted to.
we don't have a lot of funding. That's the main
That's
thing.
our main issue, is funding.
But we do have a donate button that you put on the.
I'm going to be putting
website?
it on our website when I put it up next week.
I thought you just put one on.
No, I didn't, because that
Current
website's getting closed
Okay.
out.
Okay.
The www.markandjoeshows.com is getting closed. We're gonna go to. We'll let you know next week.
Yeah, we'll let you
Keep
know
that
what
as
the
a
new
secret.
website's gonna be and everything, and get that all.
Because we changed our name to Utterly Insane, we had to change the domain name as well. So we're making these changes. It's a slow progress, so bear with us. But it's getting done.
And we're also gonna. I think we're gonna probably try and get a interview or two of just people we invite over.
Yeah, we've got a few ideas for that too. We can discuss that next week. Don't give away all our surprises. That's
Well, it's not really that big of a surprise. I mean, we've already told the people that we're planning on stuff like that.
yeah. We're getting closer to getting our planning done.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're working harder on this. Even I think I
Put
think
more
going,
into it.
I think going down and visiting our friends for that crossover show kind of put a fire under both our asses.
I think put more of a fire under your ass than mine. I already had a good fire going.
I think it just.
Keeps my ass nice and warm. I
Better,
just gotta
better.
watch when I fart because you
All
never
right,
know
I'm
when
leaving
I'm
it now. All right, we're
never know
done.
when I'm gonna shoot
See
a
you
flame
next
a mile
week.
long.
Please join us when we go live next week.
Yes, please join us,
It's going to be fun.
and we will definitely have fun. We will let you
will
know.
have
Our,
you a
we will
lot
let you know
of
our
news
phone number. We do
next
have
week.
we do have a phone number for the show now, so
Yeah, so you
we
can
will
call
let
in.
that. We will have that up and be able to call us. All right, till next week.
See
You
you
guys
later.
have a good time.
I'm Joe. That's Mark.
That's Joe Dirt.
Whatever.
I'm the crazy guy, as you can tell.